lose a piece of yourself, you want to be whole again.
Now at 9, local tattoo artists making a difference in the community.
An Anderson legend being remembered after his death today.
And an Indiana man has been charged for the role he played in the January 6th insurrection.
Harvey Weinstein's second trial started today. We have the latest.
And I've got rain and cooler temperatures for the coming week. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Lindley Steele. An Anderson legend has died today after being struck by an SUV a little less than a month ago. Larry the Can Man Van Ness was known for collecting pop tabs and making a difference in the community. Tonight, NewsLink Indiana reflects on his mission and his journey.
Although Larry the Can Man Van Ness's journey has come to an end here on Earth, his legacy will always live on as an Anderson legend.
I think what them little tabs can help. Believe me. Them tabs help a lot of people.
He will also be known for giving his time to spend all day looking around the community for pop tabs, which he was most passionate about.
People say you can't do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. Anything you want to do, you can do. It's a big family. See, I'm the boss, but it's all of us working together. It's not just one person.
Thousands of people knew Larry and his mission, and also his witty humor.
Think this is a good story?
Yeah.
I mean, it's real, it ain't fake. I'm 25 3 times, but I'm still 25.
Larry always reminded us of one thing, that it was always for the kids.
And the thing it does, those tabs pay for parents to be there free. That's why I do it.
In Muncie, Tara Konechny, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information, or if you just want to continue to follow the journey, you can go to Larry's Facebook page.
Now, a tattoo can mean so much for someone, and for breast cancer survivors, it can mean the end of a chapter.
NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chalker sat down with artists in Muncie who are helping them.
A tattoo can symbolize the end of a journey, one that could have life-changing news. A journey Jason Bowie heard about in one phone call.
Someone called me and asked me if I could do it, and I had not done any, and I said, I've not done any. I said, yeah, I thought that was a great opportunity and an opportunity to help somebody in the process.
That's when he did his first areola and nipple tattoo on a breast cancer survivor who had a mastectomy. He brought a piece of her back to life, creating the realistic look.
There's a lot of textures on the nipple. Most people don't really realize, but in order to make it look realistic and give it that 3D effect, you have to really work the shadows of it.
Bowie has done this service for 5 other survivors, but for Naomi Schricker, she just completed her first one.
That was something, when I got into this, that I knew I wanted to do.
The client, shocked by the finished product.
I received a message from her, and she said that she can't stop looking at him. Every time she goes into a room with a mirror, she lifts up her shirt and looks at him.
This reaction meant so much to Schricker.
It makes me really happy. I just can't imagine what it would be like to have that done.
An important part of a woman lost.
You lose a piece of yourself, you want to be whole again. So I do feel like it would make somebody whole.
That a tattoo needle and an artist are able to bring back. In Muncie, Anna Chalker, NewsLink, Indiana.
Both Bowie and Schricker say that they offer a wide variety of services, saying that each one means so much to them to see the client's reaction.
Harvard Law at the Harvard of Muncie? That's right, Legally Blonde musical tour made a stop at Emmons Auditorium. The performance started tonight at 7:30 as part of Emmons Auditorium's Artist Series. The New York Times calls the show a, quote, high-energy hymn to the glories of girlishness. Audience member Kate Eubler says that she's ecstatic to have the tour stop in Muncie.
I'm so excited. I love Legally Blonde, love Reese Witherspoon, really excited to see the musical. But I think Ball State has had many great shows come. We do Rocky Horror every Halloween, and I love whenever that comes into town. We get historically really great shows, so it should be really exciting.
The tour's next stop in Indiana will be the Elliott Hall of Music at Purdue University Wednesday. Now, last week I had to break out the winter coat, and this week I was able to wear shorts, so I'm wondering if those temperatures are going to continue.
Well, thankfully, tonight is a perfect night for a night out at the show. Oliver, what do you have for us?
Well, we are going to be seeing some warm weather continue through the beginning part of this week. Looking at these current temperatures, we're sitting at 70 degrees here in Muncie, generally in the upper 60s throughout the rest of the state, but we are seeing some cooler temperatures making their way across Missouri and Iowa. That is part of a cold front that will be affecting our area as we make our way through tomorrow. But again, you guys were talking about how last week we were breaking out those winter coats. We had a high of 48 degrees last Monday. Today's high was 76 degrees, and I am personally very excited to get back to those fall temperatures. So in my full forecast, I'll be talking about the cool down that is ahead, as well as the precipitation chances that we are going to be seeing throughout the rest of the week. It also will be a little bit of a windy one. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
All right, thank you, Oliver. Now, a judge has thrown out a lawsuit claiming that Indiana State Treasurer violated state law by awarding contracts worth more than $6 million to firms linked to her political supporters. The lawsuit was filed by a former top office staffer whom Treasurer Kelly Mitchell fired in 2014. It claimed the Republican bypassed required approvals from other state agencies in awarding contracts for lobbying and financial services without seeking competitive bids. Marion County Judge John Chavis issued an order last week dismissing the lawsuit, ruling that the state treasurer, as a separately elected statewide official, wasn't required to submit contracts for approval from agencies controlled by the governor.
A central Indiana man has been sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to carrying a loaded gun on the Capitol grounds and assaulting police during the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. A federal judge in the District of Columbia sentenced 57-year-old Mark Mazza on Friday to 5 years in prison, followed by 3 years on supervised release. The Shelbyville man had pleaded guilty in June to assaulting a police officer, using a deadly weapon, and carrying a firearm without a license. The Indianapolis Star reports that prosecutors had sought a 6.5-year sentence for Mazza, calling his conduct that day, quote, extremely violent.
Now, a teen is pleading guilty to charges of terrorism and first-degree murder for a Michigan school shooting. The investigation into the shooting focused on Ethan Crumbley's home life and the alleged role of his parents in the tragedy. The 16-year-old pleaded guilty today to 24 charges in the Oakland County Court. Now, 4 students were killed and more injured at the Oxford High School in 2021. Now, James and Jennifer Crumbley are charged with involuntary manslaughter. They're accused of making a gun accessible at home and ignoring their son's mental health needs. And the judge in the case against Darrell Brooks spoke out today in court over his behavior.
He's the man accused of driving his SUV into a crowd of people during last year's Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin, killing 6 people and hurting dozens more. You can see him here in court representing himself. Today, the judge said Brooks was pushing the limits of the court, and she decided he won't be able to call additional witnesses at the trial, pointing out more than 27 disruptions and outbursts. Along with his refusal to answer whether he intended to testify or call more witnesses, she said it was a, quote, tactic to delay, disrupt, and distract. Brooks is facing multiple charges and could get life in prison. Initially, he pleaded not guilty because of insanity. He retired his case today, and prosecutors have been told to get ready for closing arguments as soon as tomorrow afternoon. Harvey Weinstein's LA trial begins today. Who is expected to take the stand in the convicted sex offender's second time on trial?
Plus, mic drop. Kim Kardashian speaks out against her ex, rapper Kanye West. What caused all the controversy?
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Harvey Weinstein, at one time, he was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. Now, he's a convicted sex offender serving a 23-year prison sentence.
Now, 2 years after being found guilty of sex crimes in New York, he'll stand trial again, this time in L.A. CNN's Camila Brunel has a look at what we can expect.
Disgraced Hollywood power broker Harvey Weinstein is facing accusers in Los Angeles, a city he once dominated, now the setting for a criminal court case where the former movie mogul faces more charges of sexual assault.
Harvey Weinstein is sort of the poster child of the Me Too movement in terms of somebody who was finally brought to justice.
The LA trial starts Monday and is expected to last at least 2 months. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of forcible rape and 7 sexual assault charges. The 11 charges involving 5 women stem from alleged incidents from 2004 to 2013 in LA area hotels. The trial follows Weinstein's 2020 convictions of first-degree criminal sexual act and third-degree rape in New York. He's appealing those convictions while serving a 23-year sentence.
He is going to be held accountable for more of the crimes that he's committed against women.
You have 4 or 5 other people coming into court saying, you know, the same thing happened to me. And not only did it happen to me, but he used the same methodology. It gives the jury some comfort in finding that they can believe the victim.
Weinstein has maintained his innocence and denied all allegations against him.
Hey, ho, ho. The patriarchy has got to go.
The allegations against Weinstein helped launch the Me Too movement, encouraging sexual assault victims to share their stories. The investigation into the mogul now explored in the movie titled She Said.
We're from the New York Times. I believe he used to work for Harvey Weinstein.
The man who once made movies, now the focus of a film himself.
Now, in 2017, investigative stories by the New York Times, The New Yorker, revealed Weinstein's alleged history of sexual abuse and harassment. Since then, more than 80 women have publicly accused him of sexual misconduct.
The Justice Department announced charges today against more than a dozen alleged Chinese spies and citizens. They're accused of working on behalf of the Chinese government to intimidate descendants living in the U.S. and undermining the federal prosecution against a major Chinese company. The announcement highlights the DOJ's increased efforts to crack down on the Chinese spies working on American soil.
When condemnation is pouring in over this scene in Los Angeles Saturday, it appears to show demonstrators supporting anti-Semitic tweets from Kanye West, also known as Ye. One from October 8th said he was, quote, going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. West said that he was sorry for the people he hurt, but that he didn't regret the comment. Adidas is reviewing its partnership with West, and Balenciaga has already dropped West and has, quote, no future projects with him.
Kim Kardashian is condemning Kanye's hate speech amid the current controversy surrounding him. Today, Kardashian posted a statement on Instagram sharing her support of the Jewish community. She wrote, hate speech is never okay or excusable, and called for an end to verbal attacks and violence against Jews. This comes after another group announced it's dropping its association with West as part of the backlash. The talent agency CAA said today that West is no longer a client.
Well, there are definitely cooler temperatures coming into our area. I'll have all that and more after the break.
Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward
it's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. It is 9:17 on your Monday evening, and you're taking a live look at the Foundational Science Building, where some cooler temps are on the way, but we're getting a little comfortable with those warmer temps that we had this weekend.
For sure. It's sounding like we might have to break out the winter coat once more. Let's find out if we're here to stay. Let's take a look at weather with Oliver.
Well, yeah, I'd expect some cooler temperatures making their way in the middle of the week, but right now, looking at these current temperatures, we're sitting at 70 degrees here in Muncie and in the upper 60s throughout the rest of the state. Today was a little bit of a warm one. The recorded high here in Muncie was 76 degrees, which is almost smack dab in the middle of what the average temperature for October 24th is, which is 62 degrees. That's the average high for this time of year. A little bit further away from the 81 degree record set in 1963. But again, those cooler temperatures are coming. We are seeing some cloud coverage move through our area looking at this current radar, and that cloud coverage is going to continue as we make our way into tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, low in the mid 50s, winds coming from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now that cloud coverage is going to increase as well as those temperatures as we make our way through the day, and we are going to be seeing an increase in precipitation chances into the later afternoon hours. Winds coming from the south generally around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, 73 degrees here for 5 p.m. And that's when we're most likely going to be starting to see those showers. Showers are going to continue as we make our way into tomorrow night with that 70% chance. Lows in the lower 50s, so we're already going to be seeing the cold front make its way into our area and start affecting our temperatures. Now looking at the precision cast, timing out when exactly we are going to be seeing those storms move into the area. We can see here that this large band of more intense precipitation is going to make its way into the viewing area at around 7 p.m. here on Tuesday. Do see a tiny bit of a red pocket here, just a little bit southwest of Muncie. That band moves through, and then we're left with a couple spotty showers until we get to 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, when that cold front is actually moving through, pushing this band of precipitation through central Indiana. A little bit more spotty showers, and then we see those clouds clear up as we go into Thursday morning and into the rest of the weekend. Now again, you guys were saying that we were reaching those 70 degrees highs, and that is super unseasonal for this time of year. But I say that according to the fall meter, we are going to be breaking out those flannels, maybe even those winter coats as we make our way through the rest of the week. As we can see here, we're down here in flannel weather on this fall-o-meter. But looking at the 7-day forecast again, 75 degrees for your high here on Tuesday, 80% chance of showers, windy on your Wednesday, gusts getting up to most likely around 25 miles per hour. Definitely seeing that cool down though there with that Thursday high of 57 degrees, lows staying within the lower 40s. And then we hike back up right there on Saturday, high of 65 degrees, but precipitation chances also do increase once we get into the start of next week. So we might be seeing a wet Halloween. Throwing a winter coat or a raincoat into your costume might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and like you said, not only breaking out those winter coats again, but we might have to break out the umbrella.
Yes, for sure. I love me a good rainy day, but I don't know about Halloween. This might not be the best day for a rainy day.
All right, let's change it up. All right, thank you so much. It's a staple weekend here at Ball State. Vincent Materano has a preview of this past weekend's homecoming football game.
Yeah, guys, I do. Ball State football competes at Schubin Stadium for homecoming, plus the results from 2 other Ball State teams this weekend. All that and more after the break.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Vincent Materano with sports. Ball State football playing in their homecoming game this past weekend, but the results were not what Cardinal fans were hoping for. NewsLink Indiana's Dylan Selke was at the game to capture the moment.
Ball State falls short this past home weekend to Eastern Michigan 20-16. Ball State moves to 4-4 on the season after the disappointing loss.
Disappointing. Obviously appreciate that. Great weather day. We didn't get it done. Disappointed. We appreciate the fans. Disappointing.
Coming off 3 straight come-from-behind victories, Ball State had one too many mistakes to complete their 4th straight victory.
We got to play better. We have to execute at a high level. We have to come out with a sense of urgency. We got to sustain drives. We got to score touchdowns. We didn't get that done today. That falls squarely on me. That'll get fixed.
Although Ball State didn't pull out a win on the special game, the fans made sure to show their support with the highest fan attendance of the season.
For Muncie, great crowd. We'd like to feed off of that, and they were into it the whole game, and unfortunately we couldn't get them a win. But good to see those people out here, and hopefully they'll come back for our last home game here.
In a game where everything felt as if it was going right, crucial plays down the stretch would be the deciding factor.
At times you just need to cut it loose and go play. We think we have a good football team. I think that's a solid football team. I think we're better than them, but penalties, critical situations, critical turnovers.
Carson Steele gave the Cardinals a lead after scoring early on, but they couldn't keep the momentum rolling in the second half.
You can say you're a fourth quarter team, and we can say we're a second half, but at some point we got to put 4 complete quarters together. We got to come out fast, finish strong. Can't really rely on one or the other too much and play complete 4 quarters.
The morale stays high throughout the locker room, even after a tough loss.
You know, I have faith in everybody in this program, and I know we're going to get things turned around.
Ball State will travel to Kent State November 1st for the inter-conference matchup. In Muncie, Dylan Selke, NewsLink, Indiana.
Switching things over to the hardwood, Ball State women's volleyball playing in a MAC West doubleheader over the weekend. The Cardinals taking down the Western Michigan Broncos in Worthen Arena. Ball State winning both matchups on Friday and Saturday in 4 sets. With the wins, sophomore setter Megan Molansky earns MAC West Setter of the Week for the 3rd time this season. The Cardinals will be back in action this weekend as they travel to Ohio to face off against the Bowling Green Falcons. And swinging things over to the pitch, Ball State soccer secures a spot in the postseason. The Cardinals taking on fellow MAC opponent, the Buffalo Bulls, last Sunday at the Briner Sports Complex. Ball State strikes first just over 15 minutes into the matchup with a goal from freshman forward Emily Roper. The Bulls respond with 2 goals of their own to go up 2-1, but the Cardinals able to find the back of the net in the match's final minutes to end the game in a 2-2 draw, securing their spot in the MAC tournament. Ball State's last game of the regular season is set for this Thursday at Central Michigan. And you guys, really great attendance at the football game. Regardless of how it ended, it was really cool just all week for homecoming week to see how all the fans and everybody attended in their spirit.
Yeah, and a much different energy than the usual games, for sure. All right, thank you so much. Now, your dog could be the next big star. We'll tell you how in moments.
And we'll give you your final check on weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Dog lovers, listen up. Your pup could be a star.
That's right. Check out some of these pics of these photogenic pups and ask yourself, is my dog even more photogenic? If you answered a resounding yes, your dog could make up to $10,000 a year. Yappy.com, a website for pet gifts, is hiring a chief fluff officer. That's right. The job description boils down to being cute and even taking cuter pictures. How cool is that? How adorable is that? And Oliver, we're going to see some cool downs in that weather.
Yeah, as we move into the end of this week, again, that Thursday high of 57 degrees, definitely getting back into those fall temperatures, but should be expecting some precipitation tomorrow as well as the end of next week and going into this weekend.
All right, thanks so much. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.